the #1 cable news show for 15 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly, continuing now with the New Hampshire vote analysis. Shortly after it was announced that Donald Trump won, some vicious attacks came his way. Joining us now from Miami, the purveyor of BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. So I understand the Huffington Post was brutal.
Right. The Huffington Post, which is a big, important website with liberal leanings, no question about that, runs a big headline in big red letters: New Hampshire goes racist, sexist, xenophobic, and then there's a picture of Donald Trump right underneath it. Okay? Now look, I understand who they're appealing to, but you cannot be taken seriously if you do stuff like that. Then in tomorrow's New York Daily News, the biggest tabloid in the United States of America. Ready for this headline? Dawn of the Brain Dead. Picture of Donald Trump looking like a clown. Subheadline: Clown comes back to life with New Hampshire win as mindless zombies turn out in droves. Listen, if you want to call Donald Trump a clown, which is low class to begin with, do it on your editorial page. Look, at the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, the news business is different from every other business. If you're making cars and you ask your customers what kind of cars they want, no problem. If you're making women's dresses and you find out what kind of dresses they like, no problem. But news is not like cars or dresses. It's one thing to appeal to the people who you're appealing to. Pandering is not a good thing. It may work in the short run. It may be a good business model, but it is bad. And here's where I'm going to sound hopelessly old-fashioned. It is just plain bad for journalism to do stuff like that.
All right. But you're much more idealistic than I am, because I'll tell you what, the Huffington Post doesn't care. And it's not going to get hurt.
No, I agree.
It's not going to get hurt. The liberals, young liberals who go to that website are still going to go there. And the New York Daily News is a failing newspaper. The publisher, Mort Zuckerman's trying to sell it. He can't. The circulation's cratering. They hired a couple of guys to write provocative headlines in the hope that they can get their circulation up a little. They don't care. Nobody.
No, you're absolutely, Bill. You're right. Absolutely right.
I don't care.
But it's pathetic nonetheless.
Okay.
Somebody needs to ask Arianna Huffington.
She doesn't own it anymore.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Well, whoever owns it these days. Are you okay with that? Zuckerman is a sophisticated guy. Somebody ought to say to him, "Hey, Mort."
See, Zuckerman hates Trump. So that's what that's
I'd still ask him, "Hey, Mort, are you okay with a headline? This isn't a newspaper.
He's obviously
you know who the clowns
are?
The clowns are the people who put out that kind of stuff."
Okay, but I'm just telling you that when the journalistic entity, whatever it may be, doesn't care anymore about journalism, all right, then it's a hopeless cause. And that's where we are in the United States. We're in the United States. I
totally agree.
And how many times do I have to present beyond a reasonable doubt? Look, you saw on NBC News the moderator of a debate hug Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. All right, now, you're steeped in CBS News, as am I. I was at ABC News as well. Can you imagine, all right, when we were working there, a moderator of a debate hugging after the debate was over? I think she wanted to hug them during the debate, but the camera couldn't get in position. So you had to wait till after the debate.
I was trying to be super generous and thinking, well, maybe that's the way a woman just shakes hands and says thank you. But there's no way in the world that Rachel Maddow would have hugged Donald Trump and Ted Cruz and Chris Christie and Marco Rubio if she were moderating a Republican debate. So you're right.
Yeah, and to Fox News' credit, there isn't anybody on this network that would have hugged a presidential contender after a debate. No one. No one.
Right.
I mean, so what I'm trying to get across is that we're living in an age where you say journalism. Many of the press entities aren't that anymore. They're not. They're just not. They're in another business. There's another business model.
That's the key word. They found a business model that they think works for them.
Right. And
Yeah,
now you're taking quibble with me and saying Bernie Sanders not going to get the minority vote?
No. Quibble is the right word, and that's all it is. Here's what I'm saying. It would be a good idea, especially in this political year when so many people have gotten so many things wrong, if we weren't so confident. You know the saying about how predictions are hard, especially when they're about the future? Well, a year ago, nobody would have figured Bernie Sanders was going to lose Iowa by a coin toss and trump the Clinton machine in New Hampshire. A year ago, most of us didn't think Donald Trump was going to be in the race, and look at him now. Just a few days ago, everybody was talking about it's a three-man race. Really? Three-man? What about Kasich? What about even Bush? I am with you that the smart money has been wrong a lot, but the smart money now, and you're one of the smart money people, says it's over for Sanders. He reached his high point today, and you're probably right. But I'm not going to be shocked if we're wrong about this, and if he attracts more black people than anybody thinks. Smart money has been wrong before. I just want to keep an open mind on this.
Open minds are good.
Saying. I'm not saying he's going to do well. I'm not making any predictions that he's going to do well.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't mind him meeting with Sharpton tomorrow. I don't mind that. But now I hear, and this is just in, that Bernie Sanders has joined the Temptations. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am not going to put up with that. He's not going to be a temptation.
Get ready, right? One of their big songs, and good advice for Sanders if he's meeting with Sharpton. Get ready.
Well, I just check your wallet after you leave. I wonder who's going to pay for that breakfast. I think I know. All right, Bernie Goldberg, everybody.